Okay, let's talk about an enigma, something that really defies, well, everything we think we know about modern travel.
Uh-huh.
A ghost flight,
Mhm.
essentially.
Mm.
What happens when a huge, state-of-the-art plane full of people just vanishes? That's the story of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370.
March 8th, 2014.
Yeah.
239 passengers, 12 crew members, gone.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we're going to go through the sources you've shared, look at the facts we do know, some really surprising twists, and obviously the questions that still hang heavy over this whole thing.
Right. And it started so normally. The flight left Kuala Lumpur, destination Beijing, weather, clear, communications, totally routine.
Standard stuff.
Completely. Then at 1:19 a.m., you get that final voice transmission from the cockpit. Very calm. Good night, Malaysian 370.
Chilling, knowing what happened next.
Well, yeah, because less than a minute later, poof, radar contact is gone. The transponder, the thing beaming out the plane's identity and altitude, it just goes dark.
Silent.
The whole Boeing 777 just vanished from tracking screens. An inexplicable silence.
And immediately, there's this frantic search, right? Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand.
Oh yeah, multiple countries scrambled everything they had. Ships, planes, scouring the South China Sea where you'd expect to find it if something went wrong early on.
But nothing.
Absolutely nothing. It was like searching for a ghost. Utterly baffling for the search teams. It just wasn't there.
It seemed impossible.
Yeah.
But then, something really shifted the whole picture, didn't it? The satellite data.
Yes. The Inmarsat data. That was the first huge shock, really. A British satellite company realized their satellite had been receiving these faint automatic signals from the plane.
Even after it disappeared from radar.
For 6 more hours, yeah.
Yeah.
These weren't like messages, but more like the system just automatically pinging the network, these little handshakes.
Like a digital heartbeat, almost?
Sort of. It proved the plane was still powered up, still flying, long after everyone thought it was lost. And the analysis of those pings, the timing, it suggested a completely different flight path.
Not towards Beijing at all.
No. It suggested the plane turned sharply west, back over Malaysia, and then headed south, out over the vast, remote southern Indian Ocean, thousands of miles from where they were initially looking.
Wow. So these faint signals changed everything. But finding the actual plane, the physical wreckage, that's been incredibly difficult.
Frustratingly so. I mean, think about it. All we have are a few scattered pieces of debris, a flaperone, part of the wing.
Right, that washed up on Reunion Island.
Exactly. And a few other bits found later in places like Mozambique, Madagascar. Very small fragments considering the size of a 777.
But no main wreckage. No black boxes, the flight recorders.
Nothing. Not a single seat, not a door, nothing substantial from the main body of the plane, which is, well, it's perplexing, and it leaves the door wide open for theories.
Yeah, let's talk about those. Without the recorders, it's hard to know for sure, but what are the main ideas?
Well, they generally fall into 3 main camps, though none have solid proof. First, there's the pilot action theory.
The idea that the pilot, the Hari Ahmad Shah, might have deliberately done this.
Some people lean that way, yeah. There was information later about flight simulator data found at his home showing routes into the southern Indian Ocean, but motive, proof. It's just not there, it's speculation.
Okay, what else?
Then you've got the hijacking possibility. Could some group have planned and executed this incredibly stealthy disappearance?
Yeah.
Again, no claims of responsibility, no demands, which is unusual for hijackings.
Yeah.
And the third main one is some kind of technical malfunction, maybe a fire or a rapid decompression event that incapacitated the crew and passengers.
Leaving the plane to fly on autopilot.
Exactly, a so-called ghost flight, just flying on a set, heading until it ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean. But again, what kind of failure silences all communication systems, including backups, and involves that deliberate turn? It's tough to explain.
Each theory has, well, holes, and behind all the technical stuff, the theories, the data, the human cost is just immense.
Oh, absolutely. 239 families left in limbo. No answers, no bodies to mourn, no closure.
You hear stories of families keeping rooms untouched, clothes waiting, just hoping against hope. It's unimaginable grief.
It truly is, and that personal tragedy, that lack of knowing, it's why this mystery endures so powerfully, isn't it?
Definitely.
Even after all this time, all the searching, the analysis, we still don't have the answer, no definitive proof for any of it. Why? It's still a huge question mark.
So we're left asking, how can this happen? In our hyper-connected, technologically advanced world, how does an entire airliner just vanish off the face of the earth? What does that tell us? And what part of this whole haunting story stands out most to you?